morning.
Good morning.
Laughing
Good
morning.
morning.
Laughing morning. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. Kaden. Creative Callie.
Good.
Kangaroo Kayla.
Good.
Good. All right.
Jumpin' Julie.
And Jumpin' Julie. Jumpin' Julie's great today. So this is our last of 3 sessions, and it's been super fun working with all of you, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully you've learned some things, and we're going to have another activity today. But before we get started, should we go over rules?
Yeah.
Really
No,
fast?
not
Okay.
the ABCs of problem solving.
All right, that was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So just to remember, we're going to be quiet when other people are talking, which you all have been doing so well with that. Be positive and have fun. No running. Be nice to each other. And then also, what we talk about here stays here. We don't share with our friends at school or anything, but if you want to tell mom or dad what you shared, that's perfectly fine. But we want to make sure that we're keeping what we talk about here at the table. All right, so the last 2 times we got together, we talked about friendship. But do you remember what some of our friendship topics were? Callie.
How to be a good friend to others.
We talked about how to be a good friend to others. What else have we talked about? Kayla.
ABCs.
We did. We talked about what are the ABCs for?
Problem solving.
So how to solve a problem if we have a friendship problem with somebody at school or at a play date or something like that. And then we also, at the very beginning, let's try to be serious, okay? Thank you. At the very beginning, we put out pictures of different animals.
Yeah.
Do you remember why we did that? What we were looking for?
We were talking.
Kaden, do you remember?
Looking for if they look nice or if they don't look nice.
So we were trying to decide if an animal looked like it would be a good friend or it wouldn't be a very good friend. But what did we realize from that activity? Kayla, do you remember?
Don't judge them by the cover.
Don't judge them by the cover. Can we tell if somebody's going to be a good friend just by looking at them, Lauren?
No.
I see you shaking your head no. That's right. You have to get to know them and make an effort to learn something about them. That's absolutely right. So we've talked about not judging people. We've talked about how to handle problems with friends because that's going to happen sometimes. And today we're going to talk about how you can be a good friend to other people. And I've noticed you guys doing things here in our group that are very friendly. I've noticed you taking turns and listening to each other. I've seen you guys help each other out with activities. So those are all aspects of a friend. But today we're going to talk about how you can be a good friend. So let's start off with a little video. It's super short this time.
It's called Collie.
Get the computer. That's not right.
It can't be. Because this isn't right. This symbol isn't right. It's set up wrong.
I keep messing up. Thanks for...
Mama.
I know. There we go. Okay, thanks for being patient with me on that.
Oh.
Yep. All right, here we go.
It says that on the top.
Fall is here, in the air, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, about the fire, boots and wings. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Ew.
Walk with me, Miss Susie Lee, through the park and by the tree. We can rest upon the ground and look at all the bugs we found. Safely walk to school without a sound. Safely walk to school without a sound. Well, here we are, no one
Yuck.
to school all by ourselves. There's
Oh.
chasing all the ants and worms. We clean up and now it's time to learn. We clean up and now it's time to learn. Numbers, letters, love to spell. Nouns and books and show and tell. Playtime we will throw the ball and back to school through the hall. Teacher marks our height against the wall. The teacher marks our height against the wall. But we don't notice any time. But we don't notice anything. We sit side by side in every class. The teacher thinks that I sound funny, but she likes it when you sing. Tonight I'll dream, but in my bed, silly thoughts run through my head. Of the bugs and alphabet, and
you act to be a good friend. Towards the end of the video, it mentioned how having friends can benefit you. What are some of the good things about having friends? Somebody to play with. It's always fun to have somebody to go out and play with instead of having to be by yourself all the time. That's right, Lauren. Kayla, did you have something?
Somebody to have to meet with.
So you're also saying somebody to play with. What else is a good thing about having a friend?
Someone that's standing up for you.
Yeah, somebody who stands up for you, who has your, sometimes we say has your back, who's there to support you if you're having a hard day at school or a hard time. They're there for you. Katie, I saw your hand up. Would you like to say it again, though? Because it's probably a good idea if you were thinking it, too. Okay, will you share it with us later? Can you sit up for us? You can put your head down for a minute. Okay, well, will you join us when you're ready? Okay. Caleb, what's another benefit of having a friend? A good thing?
Not Caleb. You said Caleb.
I said Kayla.
You said Caleb. Never like pushing them or something.
Okay.
And always like have a smile.
For them, and then is it nice to have a good friend who's there who always has a smile for you? That's another really great thing about having a friend, someone who you know is always going to be there and be positive with you. All right, so that's the benefit of having a friend. So there was a special little quote or a saying at the very beginning that says, in order to have a friend, you have to be a good friend. So in order to have friends, we have to be good friends also. So what are ways that we can be good friends? You okay?
Sorry.
That's okay. What are ways we can be good friends to somebody else? Lauren.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Treat them exactly how you want to be treated. That's right. What else can we do to be a good friend? Kelly.
To be nice to them.
Okay, to be nice to them. And the video had some ideas too if you're having a hard time remembering. Kayla, what do you think?
Help them out if they have a problem or something.
All right, so you can be a good friend by helping other people out if they need it, if they have a problem, or if they need somebody to play with, whatever it may be. Kate, do you have an idea of what we can do to be, how we can be a good friend? What do you do with your friends at school to show them that you're a good friend?
If they have a bad kick at kickball, I'll let them cut me because I might be far off now, and I'll let them have another turn before me.
You let them have another turn. So if they maybe don't have a great shot playing kickball, then you let them have another chance, another turn. You're a good friend by doing that. That's great. So we have, you treat them like you want to be treated. We give them other chances and let them have another turn. Kelly, what did you say again? We were nice to them. Kayla, you had your hand up.
Always be respectful and not lie to them.
Okay, so we don't lie. So friends tell the truth. So we can be a good friend by telling the truth. What about listening? How can you show somebody that you're a good friend? Lauren?
When they're talking, listen.
Yeah, you can take time to just listen to them. Instead of running off and going to play, if they have something to share with you, you can stop and listen to them. So we're good listeners. What else, Kelly?
I was going to say what Lauren said.
So you like the listening also. That's right. And we have fun too, right? Did you notice that those are all in capital letters, that friends have fun together? So you should always be having fun with your friends. All right, so we're going to do a drawing activity. Who likes to draw? I know you guys are artists. So we're going to put these magazines under our paper. I know. Okay, so at the top of your paper, it says, how I show I am a good friend to others. So what you're going to do is you can either draw pictures or you can write words to show how you're a good friend to other people. Yes?
Why is there a key on it?
That's a good question. So the key is going to come later. So we're going to leave the key alone for now. But towards the end of our session, I will let you know what the key's for. But I will pull out crayons.
I'll get the crayon.
Oh, I have them right here. All right. So here are some crayons.
Hey, these aren't good crayons.
What's wrong with the crayons? They might not be brand new, but do they still work?
No.
They don't.
They don't work.
Okay, so we are drawing ways we show that we're a good friend. What was that? Your wrist hurts. Okay, well we can rest it. Is Is it your left wrist? Okay, well you write with your right hand, right? So maybe we can do some activities now and then we can rest a little bit later.
Can I put my name at the top?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great. How do you show that you're a good friend?
Just had one that I
You can write words too if you just want to write words.
How do you spell being?
Being, B-E, okay, I-N-G.
I didn't know that. I was gonna write that one. I didn't know if that was how the correct way to spell it.
That's okay. Do you want to draw a picture to show how you're nice? What would you look like? What would you see yourself doing if you were being nice? Okay, so what could you draw to show that you're listening? Could you draw yourself right here with a big ear showing that you're a good listener? And what does your face look like when you're being nice to people? What do you have on your face? A big smile. So you've got a listening ear, and you have a big smile when you're being friendly. Do you want to draw that?
Your smile can get this big.
Mm-hmm. Kaden, what are you drawing? You're still working on it?
I made mistakes. I was thinking of that, but then I forgot.
Thinking of lots of things. I like your idea right there, though. I see her listening here in the big smile. What might you say to a friend? Showing that you're being a good friend.
If we're going to get the color, we can.
You can color the key just as
a pencil.
a normal pencil. You can color the key. One moment and I'll help you out, okay? You're able to color the key just as long as you can write over it in like a pencil or something so it'll stand out. So maybe shade it lightly. What was the word?
Thank you.
Thank you. T-H-A-N-K. And then a new word. How do you spell you? No, you. There you go. You can use words if you want instead. What else do you do to be a good friend? You play. Yeah. Ooh. In a minute, will you tell us about your picture when everyone else is done? So you're nice, you listen, you smile, you play together. What kind of words do you use with a friend? Yeah, that's right.
How do you spell support?
S-U. P-P-O-R-T. share?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I wrote it down there.
You got all of it?
Yeah, because I put it down.
Oh, I see.
People have the eyes. I just don't stick people.
That's okay.
Stick people.
All
I'm
right.
not good at drawing people, so that's what I do.
I have a tough time drawing people also. Sick people work just fine for me. We're going to do the key in just a minute. Okay, are we ready to share?
No. Yes. No.
Almost. Let's see if we can wrap it up, bud. And then we will share how we show that we are a good friend to others. Okay, Keaton, you want to start us off? Because you have quite the drawing right there. Would somebody else like to go? Oh, Kayla's got her hand up. All right. So how do you show that you're a good friend to others?
By not leaving them behind when they want to play with you.
Oh.
And then I would ask them, do you want to play with
So then you use your words too, and you invite them over. Instead of just leaving them there, not leaving them behind, you actually invite them over.
Like the picture. There we can play behind.
That usually makes people feel sad too, huh? So I love that. That's a very positive way to work with friends. Callie, you want to share?
I have
Will you tell us
5
about?
little things.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
You should be nice to them. Like if you should be nice to them, and then they'll probably be nice back to you.
Okay.
And then by not leaving them out, like Kayla said.
So Kayla, you and Kayla mentioned similar things about including people. I like that. That's very friendly.
By listening to them, if they're having a talk, you shouldn't just keep on talking to other people. You should just listen and hear about what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then just play with them.
Okay. And have fun together.
And then you support them if they're having a hard time.
That's right. A friend is always supportive of the other person. That's absolutely right. And Keaton, will you share? Doesn't have to be perfect.
Laura can share if she wants to.
Lauren, do you want to share while Katie finishes up? So being nice, playing together, and using nice words. I like that, nice words. And many of you have mentioned similar things, inviting them.
This was just blue.
Oh, it's okay. So Katie, will you share what's on yours?
So this is how I show I am a good friend to others. It says, my picture says you go first. It says thank you. And then the picture that rolls the ball, he says that makes me happy.
Oh, I like that. So you're giving them a turn, letting them go first. They're using nice words by saying thank you. I'm hearing a lot of nice words. That's great. So we want to put our pencil down for a second. I have a question for you. So many of you mentioned using nice words or being kind and friendly. What if one of your friends hurts your feelings? If a friend uses, Katie, we're going to put our pencils down for a minute. If somebody hurts your feelings and a friend uses kind words, how do we tell them how we're feeling if we use kind words? Do we say, that wasn't nice? No? Is that friendly?
No.
No. Those aren't the nicest of words. But should we tell them how we feel?
Like you should say, you really hurt me.
So tell them how you're feeling.
Yeah, like you really hurt my sad right now.
I'm really sad right now. Exactly. And then maybe tell them what made you sad.
Why you're not letting me play the game?
Right. I'm feeling really sad right now when I'm not included in your game. And I'd like to be able to play with you because we're friends. Right? Okay. So have you ever heard anything called an I message? Well, I'm going to teach you about I messages. So I have one for you to share, to look at. And I have one for you guys to look at. Hayden, will you put your pencil down so you can look at this, please? Hayden, we're working on. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm going to move these out of the way for a moment. Okay, so this is a way to use kind words to friends when they hurt your feelings. So you first off start by saying, like Kayla did, I feel, and then you said,
I'm sad.
Sad. I feel sad when you,
When you hurt my feelings. When you were not.
what did they do that? I feel sad when you didn't let me play with you because we are friends and I like to play together. I would like you to include me next time. Okay? So here's another example down here at the bottom in the box. I feel excluded when you don't let me sit at the lunch table. Has that ever happened to you before when friends you usually sit with don't let you sit there one day?
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel, Lauren? That made you feel sad, huh? Or you could also say, you might want to say, I feel sad when you don't let me sit at the lunch table because we're friends. I need you to stop telling me where I can and can't sit. Have you ever, Lauren, has anyone ever told you, oh, you can't sit here, you have to sit there? May I have the pencil, please? May I have the pencil, please? But it needs to sit down on the table in front of you without being touched. Thank you. So I feel sad. May I have the pencil, please? Thank you. So I feel sad when you don't let me sit by you at the lunch table because we're friends. Please don't tell me where I can and can't sit. It sounds like something like that's happened to you before, Lauren. Has that happened to any of you as well? Kayla, has that happened to you also? Callie, has that ever happened to you?
No, not really. Just like I'm like we're kind of like we like had a problem and then like we're still not getting back together. So like I sit on like because we have two different tables. So like she sits on one end of another table and I sit on the other end of another table because we just like need our time alone.
Yeah, it sounds like you're making a choice to maybe have a little bit of alone time to figure out how you feel, maybe what you want to do, which is great. That's a great way.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, bud. I appreciate that. All right, so let's see if we can try out using an I message. I feel when you, because, and what you would like them to do, but everyone's going to have a different situation. So, and Lauren, I'll help you, and Kate and I can help you guys read them. Callan's, Caden's, and Lauren's. Okay. So go ahead and read through what happened at school, and then see if you can start thinking of a way to figure out what you would say using kind words, but also letting them know how that made you feel. Okay, Lauren says this. When you were in line after recess, your friend cut in front of you, and you didn't want them to do that. You didn't invite them to stand in front of you. They just shoved their way in. So think about how that makes you feel. That makes you feel sad. And what might you say to them? I feel sad when you cut in front of me because we're friends. And what would you like them to do?
See, it's like a puzzle. So I feel sad.
Okay, so you'd like them to maybe wait their turn, or if they didn't stand in, maybe they can ask you. Maybe I'd like you to ask me first before standing in front of them. How does that sound? Okay.
I don't really get mine.
Okay, so let's look at it together. Hayden, why don't you hold it on? So Callie says, at recess, you ask somebody if they would like to play. So you went up to somebody and said, would you like to play with me? One of your friends. And they didn't even say anything to you. They ignored you and they walked away.
I feel sad because maybe they were walking over to someone else and they thought they didn't really want to play with me and I wasn't good enough for them.
That makes me feel really sad. So, do you think you might want to talk to them a little bit later about how that made you feel? Yeah, okay.
That was like an old friend of yours and you didn't play with them often and you wanted to play with them.
Right.
And then when I think it's like kind of like a puzzle maybe.
It could, so you think they're maybe related a little bit? They could be, and sometimes things like this happen with friends. And sometimes we make choices too that maybe hurt our friends' feelings, but if we're able to talk about it using kind words and letting them know how we feel, that's how we help resolve problems. Okay, Kaden, would you like to go through yours first? Do you want to read it out loud, or should I read it for you?
When you were playing a game at recess on the blacktop, they skipped your turn.
So you were playing a game at recess on the blacktop, and your friends skipped your turn. How did that make you feel, bud?
Bad.
Yeah? Okay, so let's figure out how we could use kind words to tell them how we feel and what we would like them to do. So let's look at this. So what would you say, buddy? Hayden, we're right here. I feel...
So because you put me in because you put
Okay, and we're friends. What would you like them to do?
I would like to go to the back of the line and I go first.
So you would like to have your turn? So I feel sad when you cut my turn or if you skip my turn because we're friends. I'd like you to let me go when it's my turn next time. You think you could say something like that at school? Using an iMessage? That's okay. Okay, Lauren, do you want me to read yours? You want to read it? When you were... So when you were in line after recess, they cut in front of you and you didn't invite them. Okay, so how'd that make you feel? Made you feel sad. So I feel sad when you cut you in line because we're friends. What would you like them to do? You'd like to have them please wait your turn in line next time. I think that's a very kind way to tell them how you're feeling and what you'd like to do. Katie, why don't you come join us? You can bring your blanket with you if you'd like. Okay, Kelly, do you want to go next? Or did you want to add something?
For Lauren's, yeah, I get that it's like that someone cut you in front of a line, that can make you sad. But it's not really just a big deal because you're just in line and you're just going back to class.
Well, what if you were waiting in line to do a special project in class and you were really excited and then they shoved themselves right in front of you?
Oh, I thought we were talking about
It just depends, and that might not bother you if somebody cut you in line after recess. But if somebody cut in front of you when you're doing something you're really excited about, that might bother you. So it could be different, but everyone kind of feels different way about situations, and that's fine. Kayla.
Well, I would have said, can you please go behind me because you cutted me and we're both going to go to the same place anyway.
Okay, so I feel sad when you cut in front of me. Can you please wait behind me? We're both going to get to class anyways. Okay, I like that. You guys all have great ideas. Callie, do you want to share yours?
Mine is at recess you asked if they would, at recess you asked if they would like to play with you, and they encouraged it,
They ignored you.
They ignored you and walked away.
So you went up to them and said, would you like to play with me? And they didn't even say anything. They just turned around and walked away. So how could you use an iMessage maybe later to tell them how you felt?
I feel sad.
I felt sad.
I feel sad because I was trying to find someone to play with, but I guess you didn't really get it and you just walked away.
Well, but you don't necessarily know what they were thinking. So you need to talk about what you were thinking. You can't tell them what they were thinking. So I felt sad when what did they do?
They walked away from me.
I felt sad when you walked away from me because we're friends. Next time.
Can you please stop and listen?
Yeah, next time can you please stop and listen? How does that sound? Because we didn't tell them what they did because we don't know what they're thinking, but we know how we're feeling, and that's what we want to share. Okay, Kayla, do you want to go?
When you overheard your friends saying mean things about you to someone else.
Oh, so one of your friends was talking mean things about you to somebody else. Okay, so let's try and use an iMessage when we talk to them.
I feel sad when you said mean things about me to someone else because I wasn't being mean. I don't need you to tell someone else mean things.
Yeah, please don't say things about me to other people. Or if something's bothering you, next time will you come talk to me instead of talking to somebody else? Is that something else you could say too? Yeah. So this is a great way when you're frustrated with your friends or you're feeling like they're not being nice or you're feeling sad that you can tell them while using kind words, because we talked about how a friend uses nice words and kind words to other people. Okay, so we've talked about how we can be a good friend to other people, and we talked about how to solve some friend problems, and we've also talked about how to tell if somebody's a good friend or not. So let's wrap up all of this in the key. So the key to friendship, you guys all have a key, and here's a pencil.
No, we don't.
You can write over the blue. So in the key, you're going to write or draw what you look for in a friend. You know somebody's a friend when they do what to you, or how do they treat you? What do you look for in a friend? How do you know somebody's a friend?
They're being nice to you.
Sure, you can write, and if you want to use examples too, like how do you know they're being nice? What would they do to show you? I'm thinking a little bit.
I've got mine.
Do you want to share, bud? How do you know that? What do you look for in a friend?
You look for in a friend that it has your back.
Has your back.
It's just got your back.
They got your back and they're there for you. That's great. Lauren, are you done? So what do you look for in a friend?
If they play with you.
Okay, so somebody who plays nicely with you, right? That's right. So we look for somebody who has your back, who plays nicely with you. Callie, you ready? Or not yet? Yeah, let's get in the picture too.
Everyone's been saying what my ideas are.
Well, is it okay to have the same ideas?
Yeah.
Oftentimes that means they're really good ideas. Okay, Callie. So what do you look for in a friend?
They have your back.
They have your back. So somebody who's there for you. I'm noticing this a lot. It's really important, isn't it? You know a friend is a good friend if they have your back. As you finish up, you okay? Okay. As you finish up your drawing, do you want to share? Kayla, what you look for in a friend?
When they say nice things about you.
When they say nice things about you, and that makes you feel really good, huh?
I
Yeah.
have another one. They
Okay.
help you when you're hurt, and they help you back up.
So they help you back up when you're hurt, or even maybe not hurt like you scraped your knee, but maybe you're just having a bad day, and they help you back up to make you feel better. So that's what so you look for great things in friends, and you know what? I've seen a lot of this just in our group sessions that we've been doing together. I've heard you listening to each other, and I've seen you using kind words and helping each other. I've seen you have each other's back. So you guys are all demonstrating great
Yeah,
friendship characteristics. Okay? What then? It's rolling away. What'd you put? Tell me to come back. Okay. You want your pencil back? Okay, so what you can do is take these with you to remind yourself all the great things that you do to be a good friend.
I know mine.
Okay.
They cheer you up.
They cheer you up and they make you happy. That's right, you have fun together. So you can keep this to remind you of all the things that you do to be a good friend to others, and then also the key of what you look for in somebody else to show you that they're a good friend. And that's the key to friendship. So this is our very last time being together, and I thank you so much. I hope that you had a little bit of fun and you learned a little bit about friendship and the important things that we can do to be a good friend. So before we finish, I have a quick test. No, just kidding. It's a survey, and I can help you read it if you guys need help reading it. Oh, no test. This is all fun here.
Oh,
So for each question, you're going to circle never, sometimes, or every time. So number one, I'll read it out loud and then you can circle how you feel. And there's no right or wrong answers. So our group was fun to be at.
What? That's what we got.
Our group together, our time together was fun to be at.
Never,
Or every. Never, sometimes, or every time. I learned something. Number two, I learned something during our time together. All right, number three. I felt like I could trust Julie. I know.
Weird hydrogens on it.
I know, Mom.
Calm.
feelings and experiences or things that I've done or things that happened at school.
So what?
Number 4 is I could talk about how I felt and things that have happened to me.
In group.
In our little group together. And number 5, what we learned about friendship will help me.
I kind of went ahead.
That's fine. And number 6, the thing I like best. So you can write down the thing that you like best. And number 7 is the thing I did not like. So you can do those on your own.
What if there's something that we do not like? Do we just put an X on it?
If there's nothing, then you can just leave it blank. That's fine.
Hey, stop looking at our eyes.
Okay. I know, it's independent. All right, you want to take it like this, upside down. Secret ballot. Thank you. Secret ballot. You all done or are you still working? Okay, I'll let you still finish it up. That's okay. So you can take your key to friendship papers, and it's been so much fun, and I hope that we still have chances to talk about what it's like to be a friend, and thank you guys. Oh, thank you.
I think we should keep the keys in the pocket.
That's a really good idea. Just in case you need a reminder. That's an awesome idea. We could do it on something harder, like construction paper that would last.
It's the key in the